I was about to go Bobby Barker with it.
You're gonna go Bob Barker on us,
Bro.
Hey, you know he kicked Happy Gilmore's ass on a golf course one time.
He did put those
You know about that?
hands on Happy Gilmore. You know what, you guys?
Make
Happy
sure
to
you
be
turn
here
the
today.
volume up. Hold on, make sure you turn the volume.
Very, very happy to
If
be
you're
here
from
today.
Nevada,
Bro.
you would know. About this setup.
Yeah.
Put my feet up if I needed to. What's up, y'all? I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Dang.
That's bad manners.
Yeah.
That is bad manners. Especially
Hold
in the
on.
podcasting space.
What's the blue thing up there?
What blue thing?
Top of the Roadcaster. No, not that. Up there. What's that? Is that always there?
It's like a little flag. No, I haven't.
I didn't have my
noticed
glasses
it.
on.
I haven't noticed it. It looks like a flag for probably marking something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I would imagine. I'm not too sure. But what's up, guys? We're back.
In studio.
You went Bob Barker on that thing. Do you think Bob Barker's from Nevada?
He's the one that had the
Oh, are
really
you gonna-
long mic, right?
He had a long, skinny one.
It was
and
like a
fingertip.
Yeah, it was,
It
like
was like
really.
a black cotton ball on the end.
yeah, there you go. That'd be nice.
It
to
was
get.
like 5 times that length.
We should all get just like vintage mics
Yeah.
for the whole podcast.
Oh, the
That
ones
would
you
be
kind of
pretty
hold
cool.
like a wine glass that are like the metal with the. Ooh. You know,
Yeah, that's like the Frank Sinatra. There you go.
Yeah, Buddy Holly style.
Yeah,
Drops from the ceiling.
Oh, dude.
like the announcer.
Yeah. He sits there.
Bruce Buffer.
He waits for it.
There you
Bruce Buffer, dude.
Is that his name?
That's one of them. Yeah.
It came from the ceiling. Was that wrestling or was that a?
That's a boxing thing.
Fly me to the moon.
Yeah, but who was the announcer for?
I think one of them. So they're brothers. There's 2 of them. There's one that does like MMA, and I think there's another one that does boxing mostly.
Yeah, I said wrestling.
Yeah,
Fighting.
but yeah. That was great,
Turn
man.
it down there, Bob.
Love me some.
How does mine sound? Does it sound pretty good?
You sound badass.
You sound
Happy
great,
New
Phil.
Year. Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year.
And there's like 17 cameras in this room.
There's a lot going
There's a
on
few
right
cameras, there's a few lights, there's a few mics, but there's a few dudes.
So we're working on. We got some stuff in the works with the backdrop. We got some stuff in the works as far as like lighting and different camera angles and stuff. So just bear with us for now.
New year, new setup.
New year, new setup. Same me.
It's going to look good when we're done.
Yeah.
I'll have
It's
y'all
almost
know
there.
I'm 10 pounds down in 8 days.
Wow.
Dang, right off the jump, just straight
Right off
up.
the jump.
Just, yeah,
New year, new
letting
you?
everybody know.
It's new year, new me, man.
New year, new pants.
So what'd you do?
I quit eating like an idiot and started training seriously like I know I
Wow.
should have been.
There you go.
Impressive.
So you're saying that you put the time and the work in and you started seeing results?
Yes.
Not even much time.
Listen, the
days.
difference in me is I knew
Yeah.
that I was being inconsistent with my training.
Most people
and
do.
my diet was all over the place, and that's why I was a little heavy. So I'm 10 down. I want to lose at least 10 more. Probably.
Okay.
Actually, it'll probably end up being between 15 and 20 more.
My turn for the segue. Daryl usually hits with the segue. But that being said, today's topic, we're talking about how to keep your resolutions, right?
How to keep
So
your New Year's
let's just start with
resolutions.
Daryl here. Why don't you tell us what are you going to do to keep it flowing? You know what I'm saying? You got the momentum going. So what are we going to do to keep that momentum flowing?
I like that word. First of all, momentum is very important. And we've talked about this a little bit in past episodes. Whenever the new year hits or you have some type of, I guess, I don't want to use the word time frame, but like if you have something coming up that you want to be in shape for, or, you know, the new year rolls around and you make a resolution or whatever, your motivation's likely going to be very high for a moderate amount of time.
Sure.
Relatively short amount of time.
It's kind of like the newbie gains thing.
Yep. So January 1, you're gonna walk up in the gym, you're gonna crush it, and this will go on for 3, 4, 5 days. And then you're gonna be sore, and then somebody's gonna invite you to dinner, and then they're gonna have chips and queso and margaritas on the table, and you're gonna go, well, I have been doing good for 5 or 6 days, or 14 or 20 or whatever it is.
Sure.
And you're gonna find yourself slipping back into your old habits if you just count on motivation alone. This is where discipline comes in. You have to motivation is great. You can leverage that when you have it, but discipline is going to carry you much. Motivation is never going to carry you through forever. So the reason I'm talking about this is because number one is know that. That's number one way to keep your resolution is know that motivation's not going to carry you. And that discipline is the answer. And once you understand that, and you can operate accordingly, then your chances of success are going to be much, much higher. And that being said, this is a technique that I use that I don't know if is even really technique is the right word. Stop on your right foot. Don't forget it. Technique.
That's a technique.
That's a very good technique.
That is a pretty good technique.
But,
Bring it around town.
Bring it around town. You think we can put that on the buttons on the Roadcaster? Think we could?
I think we could make that work.
We could probably make it work.
This, that. Stop on your right foot. Don't forget
I think we definitely need some SpongeBob, ringtones. So SpongeBob sounds in there. Yeah.
So a technique, something that I do when I know that, because I'm definitely somebody over the years that has, I've fluctuated a lot. There's been times where I've gotten real serious, lost a bunch of weight, gotten great shape. And then there's been times where I knowingly, didn't really have anything. I don't want to say I didn't want to be in shape. I didn't really try to be in shape. I just kind of went with the flow and trained when I felt like it and ate kind of whatever felt good. And then time goes on and your weight starts to creep up. My weight starts to creep up when I start feeling bad about myself. So I am somebody who has fluctuated over the years, but I have developed something over the last couple of years that will help you, because discipline, people think that discipline is just something you're born with or something that you're not. But discipline is a perishable skill that it's just like throwing a baseball. It's just like riding a bike. It's just like anything that you can learn how to do, and then you don't do it for years and years and years, and it'll go away or whatever, right? Or extended amount of time, and it'll go away. So Phil, I see your gears.
I'm trying to let you finish your thought, but because I'm trying to get better about that.
Discipline's perishable skill. That's the thought. Go ahead real quick.
Something you learn in podcasting is you try not to interrupt people, so let them finish their thoughts. But
I just roll with it.
Usually that is the best. But anyways, I just wanted to side note on that thing. How many times have you been told? I'm asking you because you're my best friend and I know you and I know that you are disciplined. How many times have you heard this in your life? Man, Daryl, if I was just as disciplined as you are.
Oh, probably.
It's ridiculous.
I would say
I've heard.
If I had a dollar,
a lot. If I had a nickel
Yeah.
for every time somebody, but I just don't have the discipline that you got. I just.
I've been told, and I don't have great discipline, to be honest. I look back at myself and I don't think I have very good discipline at all. But over time, you get things done or whatever. But I know I've been told so many times, and usually I always come back to them with like, if you think I'm disciplined.
Yeah. So discipline's a perishable skill.
Yeah.
The more you practice it, the more that you work towards it, the better at it you will get. And then let's say you're the most disciplined person in the world.
David Goggins.
Who's a badass.
Dude, I seen a video from him the other day.
Probably wrestle him though. I mean, I think I could kick
You
his
think
ass.
so?
No.
You think so? Bro.
But you know what? I would wrestle him though for the content.
Wait. Have you seen his feet? Have you seen his feet?
Yes, I have.
Go for the feet. That's his weak point, I think.
He doesn't have a weak point.
Nah, the knee.
You don't know.
Bro, I saw
The knee? Yeah.
I heard him say
He runs so much, bro.
Apparently he had like a
Like a leakage in his knee or something.
he had a surgery in his knee, and the surgeon couldn't cut the meniscus. They said it was just like so hard that he couldn't
Literally
scalpel.
stainless braided line. Yeah.
That's when we find out that he's a cyborg. He just grabs the neck.
Super disciplined. But so you take somebody like Goggins and hardest man in the world, super disciplined.
Sure. Yeah.
And if he did not practice discipline, and he may be over the hump at this point to where he could turn it on and turn it off. But I'm willing to bet you, if you asked him, hey, if you just didn't practice discipline, every time you didn't feel like running, you didn't go running. Every time you didn't feel like eating right, you didn't eat right. And you did it for several years.
He would probably admit that over time, his discine would fade.
It would go away. I'm sure that he would because
Definitely.
he's realistic in his mind. He understands. He's reasonable. Well, I don't know if he's reasonable, but
I would almost say probably discipline is a spectrum too, because it's like discipline.
Most things are.
Yeah, what discipline means as like when we see David Goggins, we imagine him like cussing us out while he's running, and you know he's like, hey, stay hard. Yeah, stay hard. You know, that's what we imagine. But it's like, man, David Goggins. I mean, when he's like David Goggins pushing like 60. He probably ain't gonna be doing that. Like probably not that same. Probably not to that same.
Maybe
capacity.
160.
He probably will have, but it'll just be with different activities.
Yeah, exactly. You
It'll be
probably
with different
He might
activities.
bust in here and kick your ass for saying that.
he might run here from wherever and just whoop my ass and like just
But no,
stay hard and just
I
run.
think that the mentality will be the same. He'll still challenge himself on a daily basis, but it'll just be with different activities.
Eventually, you're old, elderly, right? And you can't run 200-mile races, right? But his mindset will always be there because he has practiced discipline so much over and over again. It's perishable. You work on it, you'll get better. It's a skill. You don't work on it, you're going to get worse. So something that, and actually I think he talks about this in his book, Can't Hurt Me. I think he has a couple books now, but
I read Can't Hurt Me.
I'm actually reading it. I'm going to say again, I read quite a bit of it. Not the whole book in previous years and never finished it, but I'm back on it right now. That's my book that I'm reading.
Okay, nice.
But anyway, I think he talks about it I don't know if I've gotten back to that part yet, but he talks about how whenever the bitch voice, that's a Frisella line, you got the two angels on your shoulder. You got the bitch and the boss.
Ooh,
and
bitch and the boss.
The bitch voice is the one that tells you to be a bitch. Hey, just drink the margarita, bro.
Don't worry about it.
That almost sounds like a sitcom. The bitch and the boss.
Yeah. So you got a bitch and a boss, and the bitch tells you to be a bitch. And like Grant Cardone says, bitch doesn't mean girl. Right. Bitch means you're being a wuss. You're being, and a guy and a girl can both be a bitch in that regard.
Exactly.
So, the bitch
it's interchangeable.
It'll tell you, hey, just eat the cookies, drink the alcohol. Don't go on. You went on a run yesterday.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Yeah,
You're good. You'll get right back on it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then your boss voice is discipline that you have to train. And the boss voice will come in and say, no. We're not going to drink that. And actually, you know what? Because you considered not going and running, we're going to put our shoes on right now and we're going to go run right now. Raining or not, right? That's the Goggins way. But so that's the technique that I have gotten from these people that I listen to is, it happened just the other day. I got home from work and I knew that I wanted to go to the gym. I had a couple of things I wanted to take care of and then I wanted to go to the gym. And I was sitting there and I was like, well, by the time I hang the light and there's some things I wanted to do around the house, it's going to be kind of late. Maybe I'll just wake up early and go to the gym. And I was like,
that was the bitch voice. The bitch.
You know
voice
what?
Talking.
Pulled my shoes on, changed my shirt, and left for the gym immediately right then and there. And I went and trained.
Does Goggins own a shirt? I feel like I've never seen him in a shirt.
No, he doesn't have shirts.
I don't think so.
Is he like Liver King? Liver King doesn't wear shirts.
Yeah, Liver King's all natty, baby. But
that happened to me this week too, actually twice. I don't remember. I think it was maybe Tuesday and Wednesday night. Yeah, it definitely was because those are kind of my speed work days for the runs. And New Year's, that's when we're busy, right? So it's one of our busy seasons. Same thing happened to me. Tuesday and Wednesday night, I didn't even start my run until, it was like 8 or 8:30. And I usually go to bed at 8:45.
Yeah.
And you can ask Denver too. We were sitting up there at the gym. I'd finished up and I was like, I really don't want to do this. I didn't do it as quickly as you did, but I did put my shoes on and just went right out.
It doesn't always happen that quickly for me.
It took me, I'm not going to lie. I got closer and closer to not doing it because I just waited so long. Mm-hmm. I probably could have been done. I would have been.
In the time that it was taking you to
probably like halfway.
Almost talk yourself out.
I definitely took about 20 minutes.
There's been times in the past where
a solid 20 minutes staring at my shoes,
I knew there's been times in the past where I knew I either wanted to go for a run or go to the gym or whatever it was. and I procrastinated with little things here and there. I wasn't just sitting there doing nothing.
I do that all the time.
Oh, well,
you figure out something else. That's the excuse
I
right
do need
there.
to do these dishes real quick. And you know what? I haven't fed the dogs yet or whatever, right? And you start doing these little... By the time you do all these things, you could have been on your way home from the gym. You could have crushed a 45-minute workout or an hour-long workout, and you could have been done. You could have been home and showered and chilling on the couch after your run.
Story of my life right here.
I think the actual like working out and lifting part isn't too difficult. Like once you actually get there, it's not hard. It's getting there. It's
for
hard.
sure.
It's like,
To me,
that's the toughest part sometimes.
The toughest part, if you're talking about just the physical side of it, is getting to the gym. Is once I'm in there, I don't have any desire to like fiddle fart around the gym and procrastinate once I have walked in the door. I have one goal in mind, and it is to train and leave.
I will say I have left the gym one time and just went home because before I started working at OCG, I was at Crunch, and dude, Crunch gets crazy. It gets crazy packed, and I had to park. I don't know. I couldn't even. So I had to park super far away, and I was like, "Man, no."
Run there like Goggins.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it felt like it. I was like, "Why do I have to park?" So the parking was terrible. So I get in there, and I'm on the cardio machine, kind of scoping out the area. And I walk to the first machine, taken. Second machine, taken. Third machine, I was like, "Dude, I'm out. Fuck this. So I'm fucking out, man."
There's been times
where it was ridiculous.
There's been times where I have gotten to the gym and got started and left for various reasons. There's been a couple of times throughout my life. Usually it was, I don't know, I was going through some kind of it was a mental game on my part. And I lost that day, the bitch voice won. But
it's important to admit that or know that
certainly.
happened.
Oh, I've had my fair share. People will tell me all the time, Daryl, if I had the discipline and the drive that you have, man, I just wasn't born with it. And then like you said, I'm thinking, dude, I have been.
You should have seen me like 2 weeks ago. I was not trying to. Yeah, like bro.
At best. So if you look at my fitness career on a chart, it's a line graph. I would say that the trajectory is upward, but it looks like this on the way up.
It's kind of like the stock market.
Yeah, it's like
it looks like
I tell people that about weight loss. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. But you play the long game. At the end of the day, your weight will come down.
So if you went A to B from first time I started training until now, I would say it's up.
For sure.
I wouldn't say that it's extreme. I haven't lost like 700 pounds.
And there's a lot of factors here too. I was just having a conversation with someone the other day about gaining strength. And, what I told him was, dude, I've been working out consistently for about 11 years. I don't bench press a whole lot more than I did 5 years ago, but there's more things to measure. Yeah. It's a little smoother.
Form's better.
My form is better, more controlled. I can do a couple extra sets without getting tired, or
maybe it's something as simple as you've gotten better with your technique to where your shoulder doesn't hurt anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, these are all ways to raise the bar or get to the next level. Right. For sure.
But have you guys noticed a lot of times when people say, "Oh, well, you're so I want to lift and I want to be strong," and it's always someone that they're probably
Liver
hyper.
King.
I mean, really, Liver King, a professional bodybuilder that's training specifically for something. It's like, dude, that's all they do every day. And some of these people, they're like 20 something years old too.
Everybody's different too, man. So it's all relative to the individual. There's a lot of genetic factors that come into strength, especially early on, right? Some people are gonna be naturally stronger than you. If you never touched a weight ever in your life, there's going to be somebody who's stronger than you and somebody who's not as strong as you. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
And so, you got to think about those things too. Back on track.
I was just about to say, let's back to Daryl's discipline and how he's going to follow through with his New Year's resolutions.
So, and I have one more technique that I want to,
so the first technique in general was discipline in general.
So the first thing to stick to your goals is understand that motivation is going to fade and discipline is the answer.
Got it.
Okay.
Secondly, understand that discipline is a skill that you can get better at and you can get worse at. And one way that I work on discipline is that whenever my bitch voice creeps in and tells me not to go train or go run, I go right then and do it. If it makes sense, if I'm like sitting at work or whatever, like I have to wait till I get off. But if it's like I wake up in the morning and my intention is to go straight to the gym and then I start, I needed to do this thing and I do that and I I stop what I'm doing, go to the gym. One more thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'll shift over to one of you guys, whoever wants. I don't want to hog the mic here.
Nah, man. Hog it up.
Share the light, man.
Another technique that I have found is it works very, very well is what Jocko calls up before the enemy. So you get up early, dude. And it's not about, getting up early and going and running 10 miles. If you get up early before the enemy being distraction, other people, work, emails. If you're in the gym, and it doesn't have to be 4:30. Everybody's schedule's different.
Right.
If you're in the gym at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get a solid hour or two, most likely, of training with there's not going to be anybody texting you. There's not going to be anybody calling you. There's likely not going to be a whole ton of people in the gym. There are those 5 o'clockers, right? But there's less of them. And you're up before the enemy. The enemy is the distraction. And get up early and go do it before anybody else is awake to stop you. When it's just you and your thoughts, you wake up and you just go, dude. Go knock it out. And I'll tell you a couple things about that. One, you will feel more energized when you are done, I promise. Unless you're training literally insane to 4 hours and there's nothing left in the tank. If you get in there and you do a normal workout and you have great output, you're going to leave the gym feeling better. That is going to be one of your first wins for the day. Your confidence is going to go up. Your discipline is going to sharpen. It's kind of
like the snowball effect. It's like
you win,
you get these little wins at the end of the day.
Even if you start off by doing it every other day or every 3 days, you get up early and go. But point is, up before the enemy being distraction. Get up, get your run, get your weight training, get your whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Even if your New Year's resolution is to read more, wake up before everybody and read.
I enjoy reading I have to read in the morning. If I don't read in the morning, I'm not going to.
I read at 4 o'clock in the morning whenever I wake up for work. And then on the weekends, I do it because I have more time. Mm-hmm. I do it whenever I can or whenever I feel like it. But during the week, I'm sitting in my kitchen alone or my office alone at 4 o'clock in the morning reading my book. It's kind of nice. So
it is super nice. I agree. Yeah.
Eliminate the distraction. And it doesn't have to be a fitness resolution. It could be reading. It could be, there's any number of things. Get it done before anybody else is awake, before you're getting emails, before you're getting calls, before your spouse is awake or before your dog needs to go on a walk or whatever. Maybe your resolution is to walk your dog more. Get up and do it at 5 o'clock in the morning. They won't care. Well, I have one dog that would care. The others wouldn't care, right? So anyway, those are Daryl's tips for resolution stuff. Who's next? What you got, Phil? Sean?
Me?
Yeah, whoever wants to go next.
I only got one main one.
Because we're talking about staying on track, right? Like
that's
actually,
right.
How do you stay on track?
And how to stay on track with your New Year's resolution this time of year.
Yeah, come back to me. I'm thinking a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, today was kind of a pop-in. You know what I mean? As you can see from the setup,
they'll get over it.
Yeah, they'll get over it for sure. Yeah. But the point is, there wasn't a whole lot.
I'm still gonna like this video on YouTube.
Oh, no doubt.
And you should too.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it with my local co-workers, friends, all them people.
I'm gonna show them on my screen.
Yeah, I might even drop a comment on it. I don't know, one of those. Something.
Dang.
I don't know.
All right. Well, my main one is using other people to hold you accountable. So with us, it's like the team, and for me, the fitness part is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
This running thing has been a little tougher, but I do have a running coach that I hired. So I'm using another person to keep me accountable. Tuesday and Wednesday, those 2 days I was telling you about, I was like, his name is Sean.
That's a cool name.
And I'm pretty sure they spell it the same way as.
So they spell it right.
They're correct.
I think I need to hire him now.
Yeah. SEAN is wrong. Don't spell your name Scene. That's Scene. It says Scene.
So we meet up roughly every 2 weeks.
That's what it says.
We meet up every 2 weeks to discuss my previous 2 weeks of running, how it felt, what the goals were, stuff like that. And in my head, as I was contemplating not running, I was like, man,
you were gonna have to tell Sean that you skipped.
I skipped.
Yeah.
That look that he's gonna give you. Disappointment.
I don't know if it would be or not. Wait till you meet Sean.
Have you been progressing?
Sean, if you're watching this, critique him. If he skips,
we're gonna have
Sean
on the podcast. I already talked to him about it. But
nice.
Does Sean have dreadlocks?
No.
Well, his hair ain't as cool as our Sean.
But the point is, I didn't want to tell Sean that
Right.
I missed my runs.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to go in there and proudly say that I got it done.
I got it done.
And
Even when it sucked.
even though it sucked, it was late. It might not have been my best effort, energy. It was my best effort. But if I would have got it done at 10 a.m., would have been way better than 8 p.m. You know, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
But so yeah, using other people, that's my main technique. And then when it's things with work related, I use the team. Hey, like for example, I'm going to tell Sean that something needs to get done. Well, I'd look like a real hypocrite if I didn't.
Right.
If I didn't do my part in getting it done.
Certainly.
Right. So that's my little tidbit. There's probably other things, but that's the big one.
Use other people.
Yeah,
I like it.
Using other people to hold yourself accountable to them.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And you know, guys, another technique for Sean, do you got something you want to talk about?
Dude, I don't know. I haven't really.
If you had made resolutions, what would your technique be to keep them?
I don't know. I'm like drawing a super blank right now. My bad.
I think that you would do something that sucks every single day in order to build your discipline.
You know, there is stuff that I will probably do that I'm not a fan of. And it's like, but this is for a purpose.
Yeah.
So I guess if we had to say any type of resolution, something that I was, something I would say a lot at the end of last year was, I don't like what this A is for what it is, but I like it for what it does. Sometimes you're in a situation or you're doing something, I like cars, so let's go with cars. They'll drive a hoopty. They'll drive a hoopty, beat down, hoopty, and it's like older Honda Accord. And it's like, man, but I'm driving this now so then I can win later. I'm not in love with this situation, but I like it for what it is. It allows me to save money. It allows me to do this. It allows me, these things that, probably doing something you don't like affords you to.
So your technique is to keep your eye on the long game, basically.
Yeah. Trying to focus on the long game. If that's,
I'm hearing a little bit of delayed gratification.
Ooh, thank you. That's
delayed gratification.
So focus on that gratification that's going to come in the future.
Right.
Live like no one else now,
so you can live like no one else
later.
There you go.
You know, hey, that's delayed gratification is discipline.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, because if you think about like me with my fitness goals, and you go out to eat with, we went out to eat with friends just the other night, and they weren't telling me to order bad things or drinks or whatever, but they were having drinks, and they got like this badass appetizer, and I was like, oh man, it all looks so good. I got me a wedge salad with grilled chicken.
Dang.
Dressing on the side. Anyway, point is, in that moment, I delayed my gratification. I could have, I guess, got the gratification instantly by eating the appetizer and maybe ordering a drink of some sort, alcoholic drink of some sort, and I would have felt good in that moment.
Right.
But delaying it and not getting the gratification right then and getting it 6, 8, 10, 12 months from now when I'm in excellent shape and all those little small wins add up, that's so much sweeter.
Oh yeah.
You know, what did I used to say, Phil? Being shredded tastes much better than enter whatever food that
true.
is your kryptonite, right? Because everybody's got a kryptonite food.
What's your kryptonite food?
I have like 20 of them. But
what's one if I put it right here, like hot, cold, frozen, that you'll be like, man, I'm gonna tear that up.
I ain't touching it right now.
No, but what is it though? That's why I said it's like it's kryptonite. Even though Superman doesn't want to die from kryptonite, he would die.
If I wasn't on my A game right now, you
weren't on your A game.
There's one thing that I just would not be able to not eat. Man, that's so many things that
I'm a sucker for Italian food. I was gonna say
pizza.
A plate of pasta right now.
It can't be like a Little Caesars.
Like, but if it's bad pizza, it's easier for me to say.
Right. I'm talking about a good pizza.
What's your good pizza spot? What's your suggestion?
Midnight Slice, Seabrook, baby.
That's good. I haven't had it. Yeah, I haven't had it.
Oh, son.
Well, when Daryl's off his A game,
okay. So 2025.
Well, I like Bucks. If we're gonna talk about small spots, then I like Bucks. Bucks pizza is really good.
Okay,
we'll try it out.
Yeah. There's a lot of good local little pizza joints around here.
For sure.
Little Caesars, nah. I ain't touching it. But if it's a good pizza, that's a tough one for me.
That's a tough one.
And if we're talking desserts, I got to go with cheesecake. And it's there's a blanket
from Cheesecake Factory.
There's the red velvet. There's just one time Jessica made a carrot cake cheesecake, dude. It was like a layer of carrot cake, a layer of cheesecake, and then it had the icing. What's the icing? The cream cheese icing or whatever.
Oh,
or maybe it was cheesecake, then carrot cake, then cream cheese, whatever it was. It was titties.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are a couple of them. Phil, cookies. I know his.
Yeah, cookies.
There was a plate. There was a plate of badass cookies right here.
You know it's hard because they're small.
Yeah,
it's like you get a single bite.
Yeah,
one bite. You know. But anyways. So let's talk about those. Or Daryl's going to get off his A game.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Well, we were talking about almost skipping on the gym. The other day, I actually almost skipped on the gym, and I worked there. I was just like, man, you know what? I'm gonna leave, and I'll probably go lift that, still or something. Just try it out, do whatever. And then I was like, man, no, let me just lift here. And I lifted at work, and I felt amazing afterwards. Like I felt like I was on like cloud 9 when I left. I was like, this feels awesome. So it's just like, just always sticking to it.
Yeah, I think that's the overarching thing about everything is
staying disciplined
here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Reflection too, and I think reflection is something that you can use to sharpen your discipline skill. If you did bring that midnight slice or that Buck's pizza in here and sat it down, and I was like, well, this goes out the window. If you take a second and you reflect and you go, okay, hold on. Is this going to move me closer to my goal or away from my goal? Definitely going to move me away from my goal. And then what is the goal? My goal is I want to weigh this much, or I want to lose this much weight, or I want to have abs, or I want to run a marathon, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And you envision yourself not eating that pizza and achieving your goal, whatever time frame that is, 3, 6, 9, 12, 100 months, whatever it is, however far out it is. I think that you can sharpen, if you pause for just a moment and you reflect and you consider those two things before you grab that slice, I think it'll help you. It'll make your discipline a little stronger in that moment. It'll make you a little less, I guess,
like a little self-awareness. It's like, I don't want to bite into this because it's going to totally kind of throw me off track.
So that's one way to sharpen your discipline. Reflect, think about what the goal is, think about why you want to hit that goal, and it'll make you less likely to go off track.
Yeah, I agree. There's one other thing that I want to touch on before we end, and then we can wrap it up. But just because it is that time of year, it's already getting excited. Just because it is that time of year, is to double check what your goal is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be very specific and clear.
Well, just make sure that just because it's New Year's, like people set New Year's resolutions that are just ridiculous. They've set a New Year's resolution. It's been the same one every year after year.
Make this the last year you do it, dude.
Yeah, well, just make sure that you're approaching it with the correct manner. Mm-hmm. Because it is New Year's. Everybody knows they go into that new year, new me kind of thing. Make sure that whatever goal you're setting for yourself, you can actually achieve this year.
Right.
And it's reasonable. And
make it to the end of February at least.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't just randomly say this is your goal. Like put actual thought into it. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to this and you have goals and you're doubting yourself, well, reassess those goals. Assess your goals and make sure that they're legit. You know what I mean?
Well, and make sure that you're not just being a little wuss too.
Yeah. And if you're it's a good point because there's a boundary there, right?
Being a little wuss body.
If you're 30% body fat, and all you're thinking about is getting to 9%, like single digits, that's okay. But hey, just like, yourself better than I do.
Yeah, that could be your 12-month goal, but let's break it up. And you got to say, hey, first 30%, I want to lose 5% in X amount of time.
But don't, like Daryl said, don't now go give up on the goal or make some little baby goal.
It's so far away. I'm just going to go for 29% body fat instead of 9.
Now we're not even doing anything. So this is that spectrum that Sean was talking about. Everything is a spectrum, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's relative to
you want to keep it realistic, I think.
You know who kept it realistic? Bob Barker when he kicked Happy Gilmore's ass.
He did.
Gave him a real ass.
Keep it realistic.
Well, guys, like, I bet you get a lot of that on Let's Make a Deal. And it was over.
It was over. Yeah, it's over. Listen, guys, stick to your goals, man. Reflect. Work on your discipline. Understand that motivation is high right now and it's not going to carry you through. Discipline, you can get better at it. You can get worse at it. Practice it. Do something that sucks. Reflect on what your goal is and why you want to achieve that goal before you go off track. Ask yourself before you do anything. I'm not talking about like before you breathe or before you go take a shower or whatever, but before you eat that pizza, before you skip that workout.
Please make sure you're taking a shower.
Well, yeah, definitely take that shower.
Yeah, wash your ass. Come on.
Yeah, wash and scrub it. But make sure that, whatever you're doing is going to move you towards your goal, not away from it. And those little bite-sized wins every day will help you. And get up before the enemy if necessary. Mm-hmm. If that's something that if work or your family or whatever it is a reason why you're not able to achieve, or like if it happens regularly or semi-regularly where work carries you too far into the evening or it's too busy or you got to pick up the kids or whatever it is, get up before the enemy, man. Get up before the distraction. Get up before life comes at you. And because I promise you, and now there's those shift workers, right? Those y'all are different. I don't want to hear about this in the comments, but all our comments. But get up before the enemy, whatever it takes. Get up 30 minutes before them, an hour before them, and go for a quick run. Get on the rower, hit the weights, swim, whatever it is. And then take a shower when you're done. Definitely. Get up before the enemy. So sharpen the discipline. Motivation is not going to carry you. Phil said use other people, accountability partners, even if it's like your Instagram and you get on there and you post.
That's a really good example.
Get on there and make a post and say, hey, how bad
post yourself shirtless, man.
I don't know that I've ever got on Instagram and posted something and said, hey, I'm going to do these things. But I can't imagine getting on there and posting that. Oh, I'm going to be 9% body fat and I'm going to run a marathon and I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. And then just like not following up, just going back and deleting the post or whatever.
See, and the thing is, I don't think anyone would like call you out, but the thing is in
their head,
people are gonna think about it
every time they see you for the rest of their life.
Yeah, they're gonna. Well, and to me, they're the least of my worries. My own.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Thank you. Yeah,
mm-hmm. I would never. I would like lay awake, if I did something like that and be like, what an idiot, right? What a loser. And that's what I would think about myself. So work on your discipline, guys. And just do all the stuff that we just said.
Perfect.
Anybody got anything else?
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. And Sean's.
And stay disciplined.
And one of his ancestors is from Nevada, if y'all are wondering. So that's why he's so good at the roadcaster.
You got some skills.
Get in the gym, train, eat right, take care of yourself. All right? Whoa. Are we fading it in?
See, you thought I dropped the ball on that one.
No, he faded it in and out. Hold on, go back up.
Have you ever seen that movie Whiplash?
Never heard of it.
Damn. It's on YouTube right now. Y'all should watch it. But
is that your New Year's resolution to watch Whiplash?
I already watched it.
It's on what?
It's on YouTube right now. It's John C. Reilly, I think the guy's name is. The
Step Brothers guy? That's not Will Ferrell?
No, I'm sorry. It's not John C. Reilly.
See.
All right.
We're out.